Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 20 here of My Son the Traitor. Really looking forward to this episode. We've got full Brawl, as you can tell by the title of today's episode. The big pay-per-view. We've got a lot of good storylines. We've got Canyon versus Booker T for the world title. We've got... Apologies about that. We've got all these storylines here that we're all going to culminate. Personally, I'm really looking forward to the United States title. Our two sort of, I would say, mid-carders at the start of the game. They've both culminated into a proper mid-card title storyline, with Rob Van Dam sort of starting to make his way up into the upper mid-card. So, as you can see by the recent ratings in this storyline, they're pretty damn good for the most part. All the last ones have been solid, 70 pluses, which is exactly what you want to see. Anyway, I did advance. We've had a couple of house shows. As a result of the most recent house show that we had, DDP picked up an injury. He's picked up a strained wrist. He can work through the injury, and it's only going to be for one more day. As a result of that, though, he is essentially going to be injured for his pay-per-view match at Full Brawl, which is only, he can work it, but he's going to get a slight penalty in that match. So if we need to, what we'll do is we'll have his match cut from the pay-per-view if we don't have enough time. So essentially, we'll cut that match if it's needed. If not, goes on the show. He works the match injured, and we move on. So, I mean, theoretically, we could maybe even give an upset victory. I didn't really want to have him lose again on pay-per-view. I feel like this month was sort of an opportunity for him to get a win back, at a big event. Anyway, another thing to mention is we did sign, where is he? Jeff Jarrett accepted his contract. Purely been messing around with my OBS settings, and yeah, the default microphone just was creating another scene. And for this scene, don't know why, but it decided to go back to default instead of my microphone that's right in front of me. So yeah, didn't pick up any audio when I started the recording, and obviously he, I think, signed within 2 days after we started that. So yeah, good stuff there. Anyway, let's actually get into it. Let's put our pay-per-view carriers on here. We've got quite a few of them, around the Canadian regions, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, and the rest of Australia there as well. Save that. Good stuff. Do we want to rib anyone? We'll try and do a rib on Dean. Hey, he saw the funny side in it. Hopefully that'll actually improve his morale at the moment. Anyway, just under 22,000 for this big event. So we can go to the Charlotte Coliseum, or we can keep looking. I mean, the Charlotte Coliseum, we will actually sell it out. I mean, we can go to the Rayleigh Entertainment Sports Arena. I'm thinking it pretty much has to be the Charlotte Coliseum, although it's very expensive. Yeah, that's half the cost, and it's only 155 less for the Rupp Arena. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's an extra 20,000 where we're not really too worried about money. I mean, the economy's at a 95 in the game at the moment anyway, so perfectly fine. The Coliseum's probably a better place to actually run our shows. All right, so main event. Let's book this bad boy. Also, we've got Shane McMahon taking on Dustin Rhodes. That's another huge match. Where is he? Booker T, current world champion, taking on Canyon. You guys know how it is. We don't have Booker T losing. He's pretty much our John Cena. He's an absolute beast in the ring. I probably should have made him our figurehead. Albeit there will be a time when we take the world title off him once we have a true competitor for it. So we wouldn't really want to maybe give him that loss. We're going to do like a bit of a hype package before the match. It's a pretty common thing that I do before most of my matches. I like to think of them as little. You have your previews to a pay-per-view match where it goes over the whole storyline in depth at a pay-per-view. That's what I see these as. I know it's kind of an angle. I guess technically that could be an angle, having a preview. Anyway, what do we do up next? I think we will do this. Let me go back. I could do an I Quit match. I talked about a Texas Death Match as well, which I do like. Let's do the Texas Death. We'll give that 20 minutes as well. We'll give him a proper amount of time. Where is my roster? Okay. So this one, we'll exclude booked, and it is going to be Dustin Rhodes taking on Shane McMahon. Obviously, no titles on the line. Shane McMahon's going to get the win. We will call it. We will slow build it. It will be decisive as well. And then we're also going to have Shane McMahon taking a crazy bump, which is hopefully going to be the ending to the match. And hopefully we can actually do that match. So there we go. Again, people are going to go for another sort of highlights package. Honestly, I think they've had a pretty decent rivalry together, Shane and Dustin. You might think that the storyline's going to culminate here as well, but it's not. So you'll have to tune into the future episodes to see where we go with this Dustin Rhodes, Shane McMahon storyline. Anyway, up next, we are going to go with our Triple Threat World Tag Team match. So we've got Anguish, we've got Young Dragons, and we've got Lowdown, sorry. This one we'll give 12. We'll give it a little bit of time. I was going to say it could be the high spots match, but it definitely can't. For our current vacant World Tag Team Champions, I mean, you guys probably called it because, technically we don't really have any other option. They're our most over option, being Lowdown. And they were essentially going to be the number one contenders. They were going to take on Columbo and O'Hare at the pay-per-view for the titles. So it makes sense that we put the belts on them. And we give them an opportunity. So I'm going to give Chaz, it'll just be Chaz and D-Lo. They'll have a little backstage promo together before they go out for their match. We'll put the other guys off screen just to sort of continue the story. I know the storyline will be continued anyway. But let's just do it this way. Super Crazy and Psychosis. So we'll give all these other guys some success as well. So that way they're essentially losing the match. So I don't know. It just makes sense that they'd get a little bit of extra rub because it's going to be a good match regardless. Alrighty. Up next, what do we got? We've got the United States title match. And this one is Chavito taking on Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam. Going to be a good match. We'll make this one our high spots. It's going to be a very good match. I think we can call it as well, actually. Depending on how much time we have, I might even give this 15 minutes. Give it a proper run out. Need to do the winner. And the winner is going to be Mr. Monday Night himself, Rob Van Dam. Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be the fourth time in a row that we've done the match, but ultimately I think that's perfectly fine. So we've got the Cruiserweights, we've done that. Let's do our FBI match Fully Blooded Italians. Johnny the Bull taking on Little Guido. Fine. We'll give them 10 minutes. They don't need, you know, anything more than that, really. Johnny the Bull getting the win. Let's have a distraction. Actually, we'll go interference by Tracy. Yep, I like that. I think going into that match, can they be the Wild Brawl? Probably not. I think what we'll do is I want to make sure that we have a good rating. Actually, what are we doing? What are we doing with Team Canada, actually? I don't think I actually had a Team Canada match on here, did I? I did not. So what I'll do is I'm going to have... Lance Storm by himself. He's not going to have a pay-per-view match, so I think I want to have him come out and just cut a promo. And then I think we'll also have RVD and Chavo. Give them an angle as well. That can go before their match. We've got plenty of time left, so it's not really worrying. We'll go with storytelling for this one as well, actually. Perfect. We essentially need a Wild Brawl, but that's going to be a very easy match to do. So let's do Sean O'Hare. Where is he? Sean O'Hare taking on Buff Bagwell. In theory, should be a pretty good match. I know Buff's got his penalty, but so open. I think we can call it, and it's going to be a tainted win. Do I go tainted? I might not go tainted, actually. Instead of tainted, let's go for a flash pinfall. Yeah, so Buff's essentially going to roll him up. Disregard. Sean O'Hare cannot call a match in the ring, so we will script him. Perfect. Before that one as well, we'll go just like another video package. Just with Sean O'Hare essentially getting under the skin of Buff Bagwell. And all the pose-offs that have been happening on Nitro recently. Good. I like it. I could maybe go with Johnny the Bull promo. That wasn't what I meant to click on. To get him a little bit of extra popularity. I think we will do that. Yeah. I say that, but I have a bad feeling that it's not going to do very well. And realistically, I want to try and keep the best show that we can possible. Anyway, let's see what else we've got. So we've got Vader as well. I think we want to have Samoa Joe versus Vader in like an 8-minute match. And we've still got this match, the Stasiak versus DDP match. So we'll chuck those two on. Let's have Vader and Joe kick the show off, I think. I'll give him 10. I'll get him to work the crowd. Again, I want it to be open because I know it sort of hinders the popularity increases that the winner obviously gets, because it obviously makes the opponent look much better than they would have in a loss regardless. I know it's not, you know, booked to look dominant, but yeah, I think we'll do that. And then we'll chuck in the other match as well, as we do have time. So DDP taking on Sean Stasiak. Yeah, we've got that injury, so we'll keep it to 10 minutes as well. I don't think Stasiak can call yet, can he? Oh, he probably can, to be fair. He's pretty talented. So we'll call it in ring. Looks good. Perfect. Book the match. That'll go second. I'll have an angle before that one as well. DDP. Yeah, we'll do all of them together. So we'll get Stacey Keebler on the Sex Appeal and then entertainment for both Stasiak and DDP, and everybody will get a little bit of success out of the angle there as well. Disregard, he wants to be unscripted. Perfect. We've still got a little bit more time. We've got a little bit more time. Actually, I have another cruiserweights. That's why we have more time. Singles match. One of the most dominant cruiserweight champions we've ever had in Shane Helms is taking on Shannon Moore. In just a easy little 10-minute match. Shane Helms with the win. Simple, easy, effective. You love to see it. All right. We can put some more angles in. I think we'll go... let's do this. Vader Menace angle. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. I'm going to give that 6 minutes. So it's a post-match angle. Vader goes to beat down Joe. AJ comes out, makes the save. See, I was going to do that as 4 minutes and then have a 6-minute angle for Shane Helms, but I think that's perfectly fine. It looks good. This one here is going to be our... Actually, disregard. It's going to be this one here. It's going to be our Wild Brawl. And we are ready to go. Is there anyone I'm sort of missing? I mean, we're missing a bit of... I'll do a 6-man tag on the pre-show. We'll have Steen and Team Canada 2, and they can just take on the face team of Flair, Jet, and LaRue. That's on the pre-show. Steen the victory there too. Nice. We'll do another one. We'll just go tag match for this one. Have Billy Kidman teaming up with... Who have we got? We got Hugh Morris. Yeah. I think we'll just go AJ. We haven't used Hennig. Use him on the pre-show. I can take on Kid Romeo. No, we'll go Kiwi, actually. I need to take Kiwi's popularity off him and then get rid of him. He's got a decent amount. He's got 30 pop. I don't think he's really not that useful to me because he's not exactly good. He's average. He's got good sort of entertainment stats, which I like, but he's much more intimidating in that picture than he is in this picture. Yeah, kind of sad. Anyway, give AJ a nice little win there on the pre-show. Oops, pre-show match. There we go. All right. I think we'll do another one. Let's have Hennig and a debuting... I want Jarrett to debut on Nitro. I'll have Jindrak team up with him. They can just take on They can take on Gold Bond Mafia. Perfect. And I'll give Jindrak the win for that one. Cool. All right. That referee. Beautiful. That'll probably be the best pre-show match we have. All right. Let's run the show. Here is Fall Brawl. And we start off with a 54 rated pre-show tag match. Billy Kidman and AJ Styles defeating Mike Sanders and Kiwi in 11:52 when AJ pinned Kiwi with a spiral tap. AJ was off his game. We move on to a 51 rated 6-man tag on the pre-show where we have Team Canada defeating David Flair, Jason Jett, and Lash LaRue in 12:20 when Kevin Steen pinned David Flair with a package pile driver. Flair was off his game, and again, Corey having more subtle mannerisms at a future heel turn. And the final pre-show tag match getting a 59 rating where we have Kurt Hennig and Mark Jindrak defeating Gold Bond Mafia in 12:20 when Jindrak pinned Cabana with a diving clothesline. Hennig carrying the match. Alrighty, we then kick the show off. We kick off Fall Brawl with a singles match, getting a 57 rating here where we have Big Van Vader defeating Samoa Joe in 9:40 by pinfall with a Vader bomb. Just a good match. 57 is pretty solid, especially for Joe, who is very talented but not very over. And yeah, gives Vader a win on pay-per-view, and it continues our storyline with Vader. Vader's problem, shall we say. Cool. All right, we then move into the subsequent angle. Doesn't do very well, which I didn't really think it was going to, but get a 42 rating where we have Vader attacking Joe post-match, and we have AJ Styles run in and make the save for what is going to be his tag team partner next episode. Yeah, Joe getting better at his gimmick as well. I'd love to see it. We then go into a 60 rated match where we have the current World Cruiserweight Champion Shane Helms defeating Shannon Moore in 10:05 by pinfall with a vertebreaker. And we have Shane Helms making defense number 7 of the WCW World Cruiserweight title. A really good Cruiserweight match. Very solid 60 rating, to be honest. Very impressive. And of course, we've got Rey Mysterio Jr. coming to the company. Well, he will be coming to the company in about 25 days' time. So, yeah. Essentially, this time next month, we will have Rey Mysterio. All right, we then go into a 68 rated angle where we have Dom Dallas Page, Sean Stasiak, and Stacy Keibler. Obviously, Stasiak and Keibler, they talk about the injury. DDP's injury has got to his hand. Says he's not going to be at 100%. And as a result, Stasiak is going to get the win here tonight. Very impressive for Stasiak. Keibler underperformed despite being the sort of eye candy in the segment. Their match together gets a 63 where we have Diamond Dallas Page defeating Sean Stasiak in 9:48 by pinfall with a diamond cutter. And as you can see here, Diamond Dallas Page was slowed by injury somewhat. So it got a really good rating considering he only got a 61 in ring and then Stasiak only had a 54. But it would have been a little bit better had DDP not been injured at the house show recently. Unfortunate, but still a good rating. We then go into a 64 rated sort of pay-per-view preview hype segment, I guess, between Bagwell and O'Haire. Like I said, mentioning their recent run-ins they've had, and of course the recent sort of O'Haire looking more muscular and more buff than Buff himself. So yeah, their match. Yeah, not very good. Unfortunately, the Wild Brawl fell a little bit short there. I thought it was going to be a good enough angle to sort of bring them back up. But we get a 54 rated match here. Buff Bagwell defeating Sean O'Haire in 12:16 by pinfall with a surprise cradle. So a bit of a roll-up win. yeah, Buff wins, but he's still in extremely poor form. If anyone knows how long that's going to last for, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'd really like to know when I can start actually pushing Buff properly and getting him, into the upper echelons of the main event scene. Anyway, it's a bad match, but again, it's been penalised for having a bit of a cold crowd, shall we say. All right, we then go into a 48 rated match here where we have Johnny the Bull defeating Little Guido in 10:22 by pinfall with a diving leg drop. During the match, we also had Tracy Smothers run in and attack Johnny the Bull. Yeah, Johnny pulls it off, gets a big win over fellow Italian counterpart Guido. And yeah, he looks sort of destined to potentially go on and actually, fight for the United States title in the future. Not a number one contenders match, but maybe sort of a tester match to see if Johnny the Bull, can hang with people that are a bit higher up the card. All right, we then go into a 73 rated angle with Lance Storm. He says that Team Canada will be on the rise and he will stop at nothing. And he essentially wants to get his hands on the United States title. And he's going to be coming after whoever wins tonight's match between RVD and Chavo Guerrero. Pretty good angle, 73. Improvised well, as well without a script to follow. Lance is good. This is not really a strong suit, but he's sort of pulling these consistent ratings by himself. All right, we then go into the sort of preview promo angle segment package between RVD and Chavo, getting us a 71 rating. So it's exactly what we need. It's probably good enough to boost their matchup together, because it is the high spots match and needs to have a sort of hot crowd going. So I think that will be good enough. I think they can pull an 80. United States title match gets it's close. Again, poorly placed. I don't know. Couple of 70s, above 70s, seems like it's good enough. Anyway, we get a 76 rated match here where we have Rob Van Dam defeating Chavo Guerrero Jr. in 11:38 by pinfall with a frog splash. We have Rob Van Dam making defense number 4 of the United States title. 82 in-ring performance from RVD. Incredible. Anyway, should have maybe done steal the show for this one. Potentially, it might have maybe done the 80 that I wanted. I'm still happy with the 76. I just thought it might have just been a little bit better than it was. And it's I wouldn't say it's disappointed me, but it's slightly just below what I expected. So yeah, happy with it. We move on. Big win for RVD. All right, we go into a 45 rated angle here with Lowdown. They basically come out before the other teams do, and they say that they want to win the interim World Tag Team Championships, and they say that they'll win here tonight, and they want to defend those titles every opportunity they can in order to prove that they deserve to one day verse Palumbo and O'Hare for the undisputed titles. That's a nice little segment. Cools the crowd a little bit. See, this angle cooled the crowd, whereas the last one wasn't hot enough. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, it is what it is. We move on. The match itself does very well. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We get a 56 for the triple threat tag team title match, where we have Lowdown defeating Anguish and Young Dragons in 12:06. The order of elimination was Anguish first and then Young Dragons. And we have Lowdown winning the WCW World Tag Team titles. Good win. Lowdown are the new champions. D'Lo and Chaz. Hopefully this will boost D'Lo up a little bit. I want to try and make him a main eventer in the near future. Alrighty, we then go into an 80 rated preview package. Storyline so far with Dustin Rhodes and Shane McMahon. from dream to nightmare. And we've got the Texas death match for the semi-main event of tonight's Full Brawl. 80 ratings, very good. I'm kind of looking forward to this match. We've got a crazy bump as well for Shane McMahon, which was suggested in the comment section of one of the previous episodes. It's going to be a good match. Okay, we get a 69. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's probably boosted it up a little bit. It might have been a little bit lower. We have Shane McMahon defeating Dustin Rhodes in a Texas death match in 1956 when Dustin Rhodes was pinned with a diving elbow drop and could not beat a 10 count. So Shane's obviously done his diving elbow drop off the top of the stage potentially. And yeah, Dustin has not been able to get up after that 10 count. Yeah, really good match. I'm happy with the crazy bump as well. It just kind of feeds into the... Alright, let's move on to the next segment. Get a 95 rated angle there for Booker T and Canyon, their little sort of pre-show segment. Canyon was underwhelming and was very poor when trying to improvise dialogue as well. Unfortunate, could have been higher, but I'm very happy with a 95. That's Canyon rated on a 95 as well. So here we go. The main event of Full Brawl. Like I said, I'm expecting an 85 or above. I think we deserve it at this point, especially with Canyon. He's a proper good competitor for Booker T's world title. The match itself, it falls short. It falls short. We only get a 79 for the main event here. Even lower than I sort of... If it wasn't going to get an 85, I thought 83 potentially, and it's only a 79. So maybe Canyon still needs, a decent amount of work. He's going to gain a good amount of popularity as well from this month alone. But we have Booker T defeating Canyon in 1946 by pinfall with a scissors kick, and Booker T making defense number 5 of the World Heavyweight title. It's a good match. It's probably where it should be, to be honest. 79 overall with an 83 in-ring from Booker and a 76 in-ring from Canyon. It's pretty much where it should be. So I'm a little bit disheartened by the rating, but overall it's still the best, it's the best match on the card. Tied best, whatever. It's good enough. Overall show rating might be a little bit low. Overall, we get an 80. It is what it is. It's pretty much what I expected, but I'm always hoping for a little bit more, if that makes sense. So we increased popularity in 21 regions. That's obviously Canada, Oceania, with Australia, New Zealand and stuff. And of course, Puerto Rico and all the other regions in the US. I'm going to praise Canyon for that one. I can't praise Shane. I will praise Dustin though. Pretty impressed with that. And then it's going to be Diamond Dallas Page for his injury. Pointed out as a good example. Very nice. We'll take a little look at finances, popularity and stuff like that. And then we will call it an episode. Really looking forward to seeing a few different people. And there are... Ooh, Scott Hall. What's his contract? Exclusive written. They're going exclusive with it. New Japan. Interesting. I mean, he's 75 popularity in all the US. But he's got his fair share of issues. That's a weird one. Ooh. Eddie Guerrero. He's currently the Intercontinental Champion as well. I want him so bad. I was such a big Eddie Guerrero fan when I was younger. Do we push the budget out and just go for an Eddie Guerrero? I think we pretty much have to at this point. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be real expensive. He wants 96,000. Wasn't really expecting this episode. So he's talking about merchandise at the moment. He's also saying he has a better offer from another company. So what we'll do, we'll give him a bonus at 10% per pay-per-view. There we go. All right. Eddie Guerrero. I've got to keep an eye on that as well. Jerry Lynn. See, Jerry would be another really good guy to bring in, especially for that mid-card sort of level. He's a bit old now, though, Jerry. 38. Doesn't even look like they're extending his contract either. So we might be able to pick up Jerry on like a pay-per appearance deal down the line. Scott Hudson, our color commentator. I think he is at the moment. We might look to get a better one. I'll see what's available off camera and we'll go from there. Tom Pritchard, he's also a color commentator. Not as good. He's also a road agent, but he's, you know, we can get better. Scott Vick, yeah, no, thank you. I mean, Dave Taylor's contract's running out. He's a road agent. We can probably get better than him, to be honest. So I think I'll let that one expire. Kiwi has only got a month left as well. So if I want to get that popularity off him, now's the time. I wanted to use Cena with him, although I don't even know if Cena's going to be back for Starrcade. Anyway, Terry Powers, just a manager, I think. I'm not really too fussed with her. Yeah, I've just got Sabu shortlisted. Mark Henry. I've always been a big fan of Mark Henry. He's only 30 years old as well. So Kid Romeo, I probably want to re-sign him as well. Test. Ooh, Test could be a big one as well. Are they going to re-sign him? I didn't see it there. They are. Test could be good. He's pretty over at the moment as well. European champion. That's another one to think about for me personally. Okay, for Brawl pay-per-view buy rate, we get a 4.59, just under 2.3 million buyers. Apparently, DDP thinks Tori Wilson is charismatic, and our viewing figures, yeah, 2.3, just under. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for now because I want to obviously look at a few things. Maven's is coming to the game as well. That's interesting. Got a interesting YouTube channel, Maven. He didn't really do too much in the WWE. Yeah, anyway. That's it for there. I'm not going to delete it, like I said, because I want to make sure I keep a bit of a close eye on things. We've got Halloween Havoc coming up, end of October. Size. Okay, so we've gone up to 74 in all the other regions there in the US. But stayed at 77 for both Mid-Atlantic and Southeast. So I'm wondering if we definitely need above an 80 rated show to get popularity in those regions. So yeah, we essentially have to start being better, although the 80 will likely get us to 77 for those other regions to get big size. So it's not sort of panic stations or anything like that. It's interesting though. Anyway, next episode is going to be really good. We'll go over some popularity here real quick for a few guys. Check Booker. Booker's 85s. I think he was already 85s. Yeah, he's been 85s for quite a while now, a few months. Might be his popularity ceiling cap, potentially, which is fine. 85's perfectly fine. little bit worrying though. I'd love to get him into the 90s, but might not be able to. Buff doesn't look like he's really done anything. He's sort of still just around the same for the last 3 months as well. Chavo is at sort of 44s across the board, which is up about a point or two. Again, he did take the loss, so it's perfectly fine. Chaz is still considered unimportant by the fans, despite being a tag team champion now, so that's interesting. DDP, did he gain any popularity back this month? He did. He did. He gained a point pretty much everywhere, so that's perfect. Got a couple in the 70s there as well. D'Lo's got 40s across the board as well, which is really nice. He gained 4 points popularity last month. Very happy with that. Dustin probably gained a point or two. Wouldn't be anything too special. He actually gained about 2 or 3. Even 4 points in some regions. He gained 4 points in Mid-South and New England as well. Impressive. He's nearly up. He's pretty much into the 60s. And he did lose that match. So, yeah. Looking at Jeff Jarrett, he's got 65 across the board. So, don't be surprised if he is the next competitor for Booker T's world title. There is a very good chance that it will be Double J as the number one contender. Who else have we got? Johnny the Bull. Don't think he gained anything at all from that match, but he's up 3 points from last month. So, pay-per-view match was maybe a little bit of a waste, but he's up 3 points, which is good. Canyon's up slightly as well. He's up quite a bit. He's up got 4 points in some regions, 5 points in the Mid-Atlantic, 4 points in the Midwest, 4 points in the Southeast, 4 points in the Tri-State as well, and then 3 points in 1, 2. It's a bit of a mixed bag there of different increases. Interesting. But yeah, definitely up. So he's up quite a bit. Sort of bordering on the 70s there for Canyon. I can see Chris Canyon being our next world champion. He's very, very high up there in the pecking order as far as who I want to be champion next. Star quality though, he is lacking. So maybe we need to do something, either get him a little bit more ripped or increase him up to a proper heavyweight potentially. He does have the size for it. He's quite a big dude, if I remember correctly. Anyway, going a little bit further down the list. I mean, Lance didn't really do anything this month, so he's gained a point pretty much everywhere, which is good. Happy with that. Guido, did Guido gain any popularity? Not really. No, he didn't gain anything at all. Oopsies. Who else have we got? We got Rob Van Dam, 50, 52, 53. He's gained about 2 or 3 points. Some regions more than others. Yeah, 3 Mid-Atlantic, 3 Southeast, 3 Southwest. Yeah, he's gained about 3 points. Being the United States champion. Good stuff. Joe, did Joe gain anything? I think he actually did. Yeah, he's gained about a point or 2. 3 points in some regions. I'd like to get him a little bit more toned as well. Sean O'Hare had a big match. Gained a point of popularity, which is good. Happy with that. Sort of thrown together at last sort of second. Shane Helms, he's gained 2 points. Yeah, it's perfect for the Cruiserweight champion as well. Shane McMahon didn't gain anything. He's still at 75. That's perfectly fine. Stasiak has gained about 2 or 3 points in every region. Very nice. Up to sort of 47, 48. Very happy with that. Super Crazy did lose in that sort of triple threat tag team match, but he's gained about 2 or 3 points this month in every region as well. So I'm happy with that. Still considered unimportant though. So I'm going to tweak his gimmick again. And we can hopefully hopefully get him up to being an important member in the fans' eyes. But that's pretty much it. Vader probably gained a point. Yeah. Yeah, 2 points in some regions even. Very nice. All right. That is the end of the episode, guys. Please smash a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel as well. Turn the notification bell. And we are going to try and get Eddie Guerrero into WCW again. And I can see very, very big things happening if that is to occur. So yeah, make sure you like the episode, guys. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.